Matt, first up, the injuries from last weekend, what can you tell us about those?
Better than first thought, actually. Ben Moss has had concussion. He's grading through this week, so hopefully he'll be fit for the weekend. Jack Wallace, dead leg. He's a good professional, recovered really well. Hopefully he'll be fit for the weekend. And James Hall was a shoulder impact, we thought was worse than it probably is actually initially. So we're just waiting on him, really waiting until the end of the week before we make a call. But it's pretty positive.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, I suppose, at this stage of the season especially, isn't it? You need all the players as fit as possible.
Yeah, we do. We've obviously got good depth in our squad, but it was probably 3 injuries that at first looked worse than they were. So it's really pleasing to come in and have the medical report yesterday and have some good news. Good for the players.
Yeah, and how did you assess it? What was the most pleasing thing of last week? Obviously a bonus point win, but what was the most pleasing aspect?
I think it was a great, almost show of character from the players. We were disappointed the week before. Actually, if you look at the game without the emotion that's tied to it, we did some really good things against Bedford. Our possession and territory stats were very similar to what they were at the weekend against Welsh. The difference was we didn't force offloads and we finished our chances. So we call it our conversion rate in the 22 against Bedford. First week I think we took 20% of our chances. This week it was up at 60%, and it's sometimes as simple as that, really. Players were just a little bit more accurate when it counted, so that was massively pleasing. But more than that, really, just the attitude of the players and little things that, again, you probably don't notice when you watch it live, but the amount of charge down attempts, people dragging people into touch, a lot of talk on the pitch. It was a really motive performance and one that we needed from the players. Yeah,
and important to bring that performance and get a performance like that to bring back to Ashton Gate, I suppose, as well.
Yeah, exactly. We were really disappointed after Bedford because our fans have been fantastic. They've come out in force again to support us as they did all year last year, and we genuinely as a club wanted to go out and put a bit of a spectacle on for them. In hindsight, that was probably the issue. We went out a little bit too pumped up and tried things that weren't really on, and it ended up going the other way. So, we're desperate to put that right this Sunday.
Yeah, and what are you expecting from Nottingham? They've not had a great start themselves, have they? But they've been in close games.
No, they've not. If you look at the league table, I think it's going to be a picture of what the league table is going to look like. There's a lot of teams are beating each other. So Nottingham have had 2 tough games, but when you look past the result and look at their footage, they're a good team. They're well coached by Martin Haag, and they'll be, as all teams do, they'll be relishing coming to Ashton Gate to play in a great stadium on a fantastic pitch and have a go at Bristol. So we're expecting a tough encounter physically, but a tough encounter because they're a good rugby side as well.
Yeah, you mentioned Martin Haag there. I mean, what does that add anything to the game? Obviously, he'll be wanting to put on a show, I suppose, against a club that he used to be coach with.
I don't think so. No, he's a good bloke, Martin. I know he's got good relationships with the staff here. So for him, he'll just be wanting to do as well as he can for Nottingham, I would imagine, and get his season kick-started.
Yeah, that's the thing from their point of view. I suppose you have to be wary of that, a wounded animal and all that sort of thing. Does that come into it?
Yeah, a little bit. I think, as we did against Welsh, we've just got to really try and get our bits and pieces in order. We've prepared well so far this week. We've got a good picture of what we can expect from Nottingham and what we'd like to do against them, but it's very much just building our performance. It was a good performance at the weekend in terms of attitude. We showed some really good signs defensively and on attack, but as always there are areas that we feel we can improve as well.
Yeah, and away from Bristol, will you guys be getting a group together to watch the opening of the World Cup?
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I think actually our media manager himself has organised a little social to start the World Cup off. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. A little bit of inter-staff rivalry as well. Obviously the Welsh and the Irish, we're outnumbered as English in the Bristol staff. So yeah, there'll be a little bit of competition and probably a sweepstake kicking off.
Yeah, good luck, Matt. Thanks for your time.
Cheers.